Okay, let's just dive right into this explainer. We're gonna totally demystify the process of creative recovery using the foundational concepts from Julia Cameron's absolute game changer, The Artist's Way. Look, whether you realize it or not, creativity is a fundamental part of exactly who you are, and we're gonna unpack the exact transformative toolkit she outlines to bring that spark right back to the surface. Because let's be real, do you ever feel totally creatively blocked or just stifled? Whether you're a professional artist, a lawyer, a homemaker, or honestly just someone feeling incredibly burnt out, you're probably wondering, how on earth do I get unstuck? We usually tell ourselves, if only I had more time or more money, or if I were just a bit more sensible, things would magically fall into place. But actually, those excuses, they're exactly what's keeping us blocked. So we're gonna strip all of that away. I love how the writer Eudora Welty put it. She suggested there's a continuous thread of revelation just waiting for us. And really, our creative recovery is entirely about finding that exact thread. The tools we're diving into today are custom built to help you completely silence that annoying inner critic so you can finally hear that revelation and pull that thread forward in your own life. All right, so here's our roadmap for the explainer today. 1. Creativity as spiritual electricity. 2. Silencing your inner censor. 3. Tool 1, which is morning pages. 4. Tool 2, artist dates. And finally, 5. The path to recovery. Now, what's genuinely fascinating about Julia Cameron's whole movement is how the entire thing started. It wasn't some massive, expensive corporate seminar. No, it grew totally organically from just a handful of blocked artists in New York City. Cameron started teaching these incredibly simple tools, and the whole thing just spread like wildfire, handed from artist to artist. It was almost like a form of creative CPR. And today, it's literally reached over 1 million people worldwide. That right there proves these methods absolutely work, no matter what walk of life you're in. Moving into section 1, creativity as spiritual electricity. Art as a spiritual transaction. So let's start by looking at Cameron's core philosophical framework. The biggest thing here is how we define the source of this creativity. Throughout her text, she uses words like God or the great creator. Now, if those words carry any kind of baggage for you, don't let that stop you. Just swap it out. God can literally just stand for good, orderly direction, or simply flow. Just think of it as a form of spiritual electricity. Look, you don't need to be an electrician to turn on a light switch, right? And you don't need any specific religious affiliation to tap into this creative flow. It's completely accessible to you, right here, right now. Building off that, she lays out 5 basic principles. The main takeaway? Creativity isn't just some rare, magical talent handed out to a lucky few. It is literally the natural order of life. We are creations, and we're meant to continue creating. Actually, refusing to be creative kind of goes against our true nature. When we explore this creativity, we open ourselves up to that good, orderly direction, meaning our creative dreams actually come from a divine source, whatever you want to call that. It completely dismantles that exhausted, tortured artist myth. Creativity is your natural, accessible right, period. Which brings us to section 2, silencing your inner censor, overcoming the antagonist. Because if creativity is so natural, why are we all so blocked? Well, say hello to your internal enemy. To really get the censor, we have to look at our 2 different brains. On one side, we have the logic brain. This is pure survival mode. It thinks in very neat, linear, safe little categories. It acts as the ultimate censor, always scanning for danger and immediately rejecting anything new as wrong. But on the flip side, we have our artist brain. This is your inner inventor. It's holistic, it's associative, and it's super childlike. It's the part of you that looks at a boat and randomly calls it a wave horse, you know? Our entire goal here is to get that uptight logic brain to just step aside so the artist brain can actually come out and play. But man, that logic brain is cunning, and its negative opinions can feel like absolute fact. So Cameron suggests literally personifying your censor. Imagine it as a goofy cartoon snake slithering around your head, or maybe the mechanical shark from Jaws. She even tells you to draw a picture of it and cross it out with a giant X. By turning it into this silly, nasty little character, you completely strip away its power. You stop mistaking its vicious criticism for the actual voice of reason. Section 3, Tool 1, Morning Pages, the brain drain. So how exactly do we evade this censor? We use the first highly practical tool, which is honestly the bedrock of this whole recovery process. I really want you to lock this number in your mind right now, 3. This represents the absolute non-negotiable rule of the entire process. You must write exactly 3 pages. Not 1, not 2, not 4, exactly 3. Here's how it works. Step 1, wake up. Step 2, write 3 pages of stream of consciousness longhand. Just literally keep the pen moving. Step 3, do not read them. No one else is allowed to read them, and you definitely shouldn't either. This is a literal brain drain. You're just scraping your subconscious clean of all the petty anxieties, the grocery lists, the frustrations, and all the sensor's annoying whining. And here's the kicker. Your mood does not matter at all. Even if you literally just write, I don't know what to write, over and over until you fill those 3 pages, guess what? You succeeded. You're pushing right through to the other side of your fear.
Section 4, Tool 2, Artist Dates, the play date. All right, so once you've cleared out all that mental clutter with your pages, you've got to refill the well. And that brings us to the second foundational tool.
Think of these 2 tools working together like a 2-way radio. Your morning pages, those are your transmitter. You're sending out your dreams, your complaints, and your fears into the universe. The artist dates, on the other hand, are your receiver. This is where you intentionally open yourself up to listen for insight and fresh inspiration. You absolutely need both to make this work. So what exactly is an artist date? It's a strictly protected 2-hour block of time that you set aside every single week. It is a solo play date to nurture your inner creative child. And let me heavily emphasize the word solo here. No partners, no friends, no spouses, no kids, 0 social distractions. It could be wandering around a museum, taking a really weird walk, or just browsing a craft store. You pre-plan it and you fiercely defend that time. It's how you deliberately court your own consciousness. Section 5, the path to recovery. Real-world proof that these tools work. Okay, let's look at some real-life examples to see how this practical transformation actually plays out. Because these tools absolutely work for everyone, no matter your background. Just take Timothy, a super skeptical, buttoned-down millionaire who initially hated the idea of doing anything silly. But he did the pages, and he ended up rewiring his stereo and learning guitar. Or look at Phyllis, a socialite who was totally creatively blocked for 10 years. But using these tools, she wrote poetry, speeches, and an entire nonfiction book. Then there's Ingeborg, a top-tier music critic who stopped judging other people's music and started composing her own for the first time in 2 decades. It literally unlocks executives, socialites, and critics alike. Ultimately, what we're talking about here is a withdrawal process. You are actively withdrawing from the demands and the whims of everybody else to finally consolidate your own core. As you do this, keep this incredible quote from Ralph Waldo Emerson in mind. What lies behind us and what lies before us are tiny matters compared to what lies within us. By committing to these tools, you're finally giving a voice to what has always been right there inside of you. So, I'm going to leave you with this final provocative thought as we wrap up our explainer today. When you finally step out of your own way and you tell that inner sensor to just be quiet, what kind of spiritual electricity are you going to channel? What will your artist brain finally create? The toolkit is right there in your hands. Now it's time to start writing those pages.